Hey there, Postal here. So today we've got a pretty exciting, I suppose, offer from World of Warplanes. The P.203 comes in some special bundles. Let's take a look. Alright, and so we've also got December deals. We'll take a quick look at the December deals as well, but first let's start off with what I feel is a little bit more exciting of the two offers. It's the P.203. You can look at it here in the old garage. Yay! I'm going to be comparing it to a couple other planes here and see if it's something that you might want to go ahead and get. I was fortunate enough to be able to win this or earn this plane. I absolutely love it. I think it's a blast. It has some shortfalls, but it's got some really good strengths too. So let's look at the web page here first. You've got a couple different options here. It talks about its survivability and airspeed and yada yada yada. We'll talk about that in a minute. You can get the basic P.203. It's right in line with the other Tier 8 premium fighter heavy fighters. It's $55 basically. You get a hangar slot, you get a pilot, which doesn't really matter because you're going to put another pilot in here anyway. Actually it says trained crew, so you get the pilot and the gunner. Yes, this does have a gunner. And that's what you get for $55. It's right in line. You can also get the Supreme, which you get 4,500 gold. You get some nifty paint. You know, this paint right here. And yeah, so you pay $5 more and you get that. They say it's a 15% discount. I believe them, sure, why not? And finally, last but not least, you can also drop $70, get a 30% discount supposedly. You're going to get 5 skill points on your pilot and your gunner, and the paint that we just talked about. Plus you get some unique supplies and 7,500 gold. So, that might be something worth it to you. What I'm going to specifically talk about is the plane, though. So what is this plane? Well, it is a Tier 8 German heavy fighter. Like a lot of German planes, it has a mix of guns. We're going to compare it today to the XP-58. We're going to compare it to the DO-335 and see how it looks. So the XP-58 is the standard American heavy Tier 8 plane. Comes with 4 37mm guns on it. Basically a shotgun effect on the front of this plane. Pretty short range. It has 4 50 cals on the tail gunner, but it's a very fast machine. If you compare the airspeed on these two machines, P.203, I've of course got all mine kind of souped up a little bit, but the cruise speed's a little bit less, quite a bit less, 50 miles an hour less, but the boost speed's higher, and that's because the P.203 has combination of rotary engines, standard propellers, and it also has a supplement with the jets here. And so with that, you're going to definitely be able to boost up where you wouldn't have been able to in these other two planes that we're going to talk about. The airspeed on the DO-335, which I don't have, has a higher cruise speed and a lower boost speed, so just is kind of maintaining speed pretty well, but it's still not as fast as the XP-58. As far as maneuverability is concerned, you shouldn't be really worried about maneuverability, but they all kind of suck because they're heavy fighters. I believe we got 13.9 on the 58, 14.9 on the DO, and 14.9 on the 203. What we're really going to look at as far as the difference in the differences between these planes is really going to be their guns. Altitude and performance is all pretty similar. The difference on the guns, we've already alluded to it on the XP-58, is going to be those 4 37mm cannons on the front, very short range. Optimal distance is 1,800 feet. The DO-335 has kind of a mix of guns. It has 1 30mm cannon on the hub and then 2 15mm, I don't know if you call them cannons or machine guns, on the cowling. I think it's the cowling. Um, but anyway, the damage per second is actually pretty low on this plane, but it's very, very far firing 30 mil cannon. It's shooting at about 3,300 optimal feet distance. The P.203 is kind of a mix between these two. It has 6 guns. It does less cumulative damage than the 58, but more than the 335. It has a really nice setup, in my opinion. You have two 30 mil cannons that can shoot out to, well, let's see, just make sure I'm looking at the exact right thing here. Oh, it doesn't say. Well, does it? Oh, that's the cannon. That's the rear gunner. But it's going to be about 3,200 feet on the distance on that, and then each cannon from that point is going to be less and less. It's got the two 15 millimeter cannons, just like you've got here on the Doe, which have a slightly shorter range. You can hover over it here. 2,300 firing range, 2,300 feet. Then you've got these two 13 millimeter machine guns, just there for like supplemental. They're like any machine gun at this range. They're very short range, but they don't overheat. So like if you've got a plane in front of you that you just need to get the last little bit of damage knocked out on it, hit points knocked away, and it's close enough, it's within that 1,600 or 1,700 feet range, you'll be able to just hold down the trigger even if you've overheated your other weapons. The other thing that this plane has going for it over the Doe 335 is it's got a rear tail gunner. Now, don't get carried away. It only has two 13 millimeter machine guns. It doesn't have nearly the oomph that your quad defensive armament has from your XP58. This has 128 damage per second, reaches at about 2,300 feet. The two machine guns on here do the same cumulative damage. They reach out a little bit further, but the angle doesn't have quite the same angle of operation, so to speak, as the quads on here do. And so, you know, on an XP58 you can have people way above you, way below you, left, right, and you can hit them at all times. This gun, even though it says it does the same cumulative damage, just the overall ability to hit people around you isn't nearly as good. It's good at keeping, kind of keeping the gnats away, so to speak. But if you've got a heavy fighter on your bum, it's not going to save you. What is going to save you though is, your standard heavy fighter tactics with this particular plane. You're going to want to keep your speed up at all times. You obviously can't outmaneuver anything, and you really can't outmaneuver anything in this plane, but you can definitely get up and go. Save your boost, and you'll do well. I've got this plane specialized, and so I've taken the steps to putting the engine cooling, but I've also got the improved mixer control on here to increase my cruise speed and my engine thrust. And this plane really is all about its speed and getting those guns on target. And knocking out planes. What I like about this plane, if I like anything about this plane over something like the XP58, is that because you've got the 3 different ranges of guns, you've kind of got a different set of guns for every circumstance. If they're really far out, you can snipe them with your 30 millimeter cannons. If they're kind of in mid-range, you've got those 15 millimeter machine guns, and then close up you've got the 13 millimeters to kind of take care of them as needed. The XP58, a great plane in my opinion, but you are kind of hampered by having, it's all or nothing, right? You're going to do a ton of damage up close, and otherwise you're going to be in trouble, potentially anyway. So invariably people are going to ask, well, is this plane worth it? Well, I mean, just from the fact that it's not readily available at any time, where an XP58 and a Doe 335 are always available in the tech tree for gold, or always available in the premium shop. This is exclusive, quote unquote, until they decide to just put it out for everybody, if that ever happens. But it's actually, my first recommendation is always go for the free premium plane. What premium plane is that? Well, that's the Tier 8 fighter, which is the Vampire. It's a British Tier 8 premium plane. Let's show that off really quick. If you've got the time, then go ahead and get that plane. It's free. It just takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, and potentially takes a lot of your tokens. I certainly used them for a couple of the steps. But it was free, and you get the premium, all the premium benefits of this plane. You're going to get the extra silver. You're going to be able to train any pilot that you want. That being said, you typically make more silver in heavies than light fighters just because you're doing more damage. You're able to take a lot more damage, and so you're able to earn more silver in a heavy fighter on average. If you're a good heavy fighter pilot, definitely for sure. You could do a lot worse than spending money on this plane, though. My first recommendation has always been for people to get the XP58 if they want to spend money on a tier 8 premium plane. But the P.203 is arguably almost as good as this plane. This plane I think is more user friendly, especially to those that are new to the game, because you've got the different guns. It's not it's not consistent. If you're used to different levels as far as different ranges your gun's hitting, this plane technically has the ability, I think, has a higher ceiling than the XP58. The XP58 is a really well-rounded tier 8 heavy premium fighter. I probably messed up that terminology really quickly though. This is a fighter that you can hop into at a relatively low skill level and learn to play and learn heavy fighting tactics and yada yada yada, and still be good at once you've really kind of mastered, quote unquote mastered, the heavy fighter. The P.203 I think has you need to have basic tactics with this plane. You need to understand that when to be sniping and when to be using your machine guns, and taking care of those kind of situations. This plane's going to punish you a lot more if you don't play heavy fighters well, whereas the XP58 isn't going to punish you as much. But I think this plane under a highly skilled pilot can do better in this plane than they can do in the XP58. Not to say that you can't do really well in the XP58. I just think this one can do just slightly better if you understand what you're doing. And it's got to do with the range of the guns more than anything else. Keep in mind, both of these planes, neither of them have bombs. Neither of them have rockets. They don't have any air-to-ground ordnance, or for that matter, air-to-air ordnance as far as rockets are concerned. And so it's kind of simplistic in the fact that you don't have to worry about shooting ground targets. You certainly can shoot ground targets, but it's not your forte with either the XP58 or the P.203. So if somebody said they went out and bought a P.203, I wouldn't say, man, you wasted your money on that. It's still a lot of money, right? $55 is not a cheap amount of money. I just don't know, like any other premium plane, like the XP58, they're probably going to have a 15% discount later in the year, but around Christmas time or before Christmas. Any of the other ones that are readily available in a tech tree, there's probably going to be some sort of discount. I don't know if there's going to be a discount on this plane, so I could understand somebody going out and spending the cash on it. If you're good at heavy fighters, you're going to like this plane. I guess I'll just leave it at that. So that's enough about the P.203. Let's take a look at the other news. Came out a couple days ago, December deals. Kind of like the November and I think October, maybe even September deals. We've got supply crates, standard supply crates. No unique supply crates. That's kind of disappointing. Those unique supply crates certainly had a lot of goodies in them. Different levels here, of course. So the thing about supply crates is, this one's not a bad deal. Neither of these are really a bad deal. It matters how much you want to be spending on this kind of thing. And I say bad deal with quotes around it because, again, don't put money into a game that you don't feel like you're going to get value out of. I always, I'm a penny pincher when it comes to my money, so I'm not necessarily tossing money at any game willy-nilly. But these, the thing with the supply crates is you have to think of it in the fact of the matter is you're going to get a decent amount of gold out of them, right? You're going to get all these different equipments. You're going to be getting consumables. You're going to be getting a handful of things. And so if you're typically using consumables, and if you're trying to specialize planes, you're going to be using equipment and consumables anyway. And you might be lucky enough to get free XP or other materials, gold, premium accounts. When it comes to the supply stashes, it's really up to you. Unique supply crates are certainly a good thing in my opinion. They've got the ability to win those premium planes. But I mean, otherwise, this typically will add up. You'll definitely get your value out of these, just because of the supply crates and the gold. This one you're getting 5,000 extra gold anyway on top of it. But I mean, if you wanted to drop just $13 on some supply crates, you're going to get something that's going to be worth, quote unquote worth $13 on it. So from here you'll be able to, if you decide to choose your plane, your different bundles, things of that nature that are going on, and you can compare the plane right here. Like I said, it's like the other tier 8 planes. Here's the Lockheed XP-58 Chain Lightning. This is technically $1 cheaper than that. There's the other planes, the RB-17, IL-10M. I don't know why anybody would get that, because the Chinese planes don't do anything right now. If you want a premium plane, this would be like the worst premium plane to get. I can't think of a fathomable reason to spend $55 on a Chinese plane. I know I won a tier 5, whatever the tier 5 is, but I wouldn't spend any money on the Chinese premium planes. I'd be hard pressed to spend money on any premium plane, but I definitely wouldn't spend it on a freaking Chinese plane. Until they put out a Chinese line, no way, no how. And then you can see the different discounts here. What? Well, okay, I guess we'll open up some unique supplies. Dang, Red, thank you, man. Well, that's pretty awesome. So let's hop right into here and see what we got going on. So one is automatically opened. Jeez, man. Holy cow. So let's hop into this and see what's going on here. So I guess we'll get an example of what you have the ability to get with these supply stashes. So let's start opening up some crates. Cool. So this is going to open up a bunch of them, huh? So 20,000 free XP, pretty darn nice there. Got some airframe elements. Got control systems. So, I use that from time to time. Got improved upgrades. So, I mean, just think of it that way. Like, okay, yeah, it's improved, but it's already upgraded. So it's already saved me, it's from period 2. So it saved me like 25,000 credits. So think of it that way. Oh, holy crap. I just got an ultimate rocket sight. So, again, that's a couple 100,000 silver is basically what that just got me. So that's the way I tend to think of these is, I'm going to use these anyway, right? Me personally, I've got 123 planes. I'm going to be getting a few more. I'm going to be tossing this kind of stuff in those. Ultimate cockpit armor. Holy crap. So, I mean, this could go in IL-40 or something that I'll be getting in the future. Got some weapon parts. Got some airframe elements. I mean, those are all going to go to specializations, right? Hey, ooh, flipping hangar slots. Even better. Getting some secondary control systems. So, and these are the premium ones, right? So these are the ones that recoup in 60 seconds. Oh, that was, okay. Whoa, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Let's do the standard supply crates. I guess it came with unique supplies. Diggity dang. It's like Christmas a few weeks early, huh? So yeah, we're getting our stock reinforced. So this is going to be your standard crates. It's going to be a little bit less, but still getting free XP, getting the ability. Oh, good. So we could get extra crew XP, more free XP. Got a day's worth of premium time. So I mean that's worth its right there. Got some emergency restart, and these are 10 of them, so yeah, this is all good stuff. Stock cockpit armor, but I mean, it's sitting there waiting for me. I don't even have to spend the initial money on it. Stock upgraded engine, got some special armor, ammo. Got some rocket sight. It's no ultimate rocket sight, but we just got an ultimate rocket sight. So I've got all these things, and premium day, that's awesome. All these things, another premium day, yay! And pneumatic control assist. And again, this is going to be the, oh, this is a standard, so this is standard pneumatic control assist. This I use all the time. So this is great, right? Let's take a look at some of these unique supplies. This I actually have the ability to win some aircraft, so let's see. I was definitely not expecting to be doing this, so this is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Got some cool consumables, got 200 gold, got equipment too, so, and it's improved. So yeah, like, this I don't mind spending money on for sure. I might have even tossed a couple dollars my way on it, just because I'm trying to specialize all my planes. I'm trying to, continue my grind on my GAs and my bombers, which don't worry, you won't see any of those gameplays anytime soon. But all that takes all this, wow, 7 days worth of premium time. I mean, I've gotten like almost a 2 weeks worth of premium time at this point, right? And, all these little things add up. What is this equipment here? Oh, turret armor, okay. Improved explosives. Which is perfect considering I'm going to be doing GAs and bombers. So more gold ammo. More light wing frames, right? Yep. Man, I got a bunch to open up. Some more materials, more premium days. So I mean, even just tossing like $13 at the game. Now, was lucky enough not to have to toss anything at it, but hey, please tell me this has a rear gunner. Let me view this in the hangar. Whoa, look at all those bombs. And it does have a rear gunner. Oh, thank God. I can't stand GAs without... Oh, look at all those bombs. I might hop in this, not to post a video on it. Cool. Got a premium aircraft. But you're typically getting gold back. You're getting things that are worth that silver, and it can kind of help speed along the process. So, yeah, $13 isn't the end of the world. Yeah, so those more premium times. Dang, this is awesome. Dang, I can't thank you enough, Red. I really appreciate this. And these materials add up, especially if you're trying to specialize, especially if you're trying to continue to upgrade those. Looks like another premium plane. Upgrade your planes. Hello. It will eventually. These things do definitely help in that regard. And that equipment, if you put it on a plane you don't like, you can take it off that plane and put it onto the next plane. And if you're getting gold, I mean, that's always helpful. Maybe the game will load here. Maybe not. Got a WoWp. Hey! Please tell me this has a rear gunner. It does! Yay! Looks like a fat boomerang. The light fighter, not the real life thing. Guess we'll have to check that out too. Maybe I'll post a video on tier 3 premiums that I won. I was gifted, basically, is what these are. Right? I think the game had to like freeze up because I was doing too much at once, right? So 10,000 more free XP and more parts. Again, I'm going to use all these parts. Improved gyroscopic sight. It's period 3, so it's the higher tier stuff. Got some more free XP. Did I just win another premium plane? Holy crap. I did, and I got a boomerang. That's funny. I have the Venom. I won the Venom, so I never really even thought, even when like the boomerang was on sale, I was like, oh, that's pretty close to a boomerang. I don't need to get a boomerang. But hey, if you get it in a package, you get it in a package. Looks like I'll have to be doing some reviews on some of these premium planes, huh? What I like about the tier 5 and below premiums is, if you're patient, you can get them super cheap, whether gold or dollars. I typically recommend, if you can get it for gold, to do that, because WarGaming will typically have like a sale on gold, especially this time of year again. You can get it for like 5, 10, 15% off, and then you spend that gold on a premium plane that's 50% off, so you're getting like 15% off plus 50% off, so you're getting super discounts. More parts that I'll definitely be using, more consumables I'll definitely be using. Excellent. Man, this is gonna make the rest of my year, heck, for 6 more months, pretty cushy. More free XP consumables, or those aren't consumables. Sorry, it's more free XP in general. And like I said, these materials, I've been going through materials like it's nobody's business. Me and VIII were talking about this because he's running super low on them. Improved gyroscopic sight. And I'm not running super low. Probably not running low at all after this. I was running kind of low, but not like end of the world kind of stuff. And I haven't tracked how much gold I've won, but I mean, it's been probably a couple thousand at this point, right? And so if you just took each chest, if I tracked all this, if I was smart enough to track it all, I'm quite sure whatever money was put into this was easily earned back as far as gold and parts and premium planes and premium time. I'm up to like 3 weeks now, right? Which is always super helpful. If you know you're going to be playing consistently, premium time's definitely worth it. It's what helped me, get as far as I got, as quickly as I got anyway, was the premium time, extra 50% on credits and experience earned. So nice. Getting down to the last few here, some more premium days. More premium days, dang. And more gold. More consumables. I'll have to start using some of these gold consumables just because I've got so many available. I might as well use them, right? And these cockpits are just like the perfect help right now, because cockpit armor is so helpful for bombers and for ground attack planes. So, well, holy crud, that was completely unexpected. Yeah. Wow, I'm stunned. I'm honestly and truly stunned. Yeah, so here's the Venom, which is a plane that I won previously. And so, as far as the stats are concerned, the Boomerang's got better altitude performance and better guns, I guess. I don't know. But it just wasn't a big enough difference for me to drop any kind of gold on. But, I mean, things like the Boomerang, you go here and you look and you say, okay, a Boomerang, does it show? Yes, it does. Oh, I can't even look and see what it was worth. But it's a tier 5, and those are always like 50% off. See if there's a... Please tell me. Oh, let me go to China. I didn't take any. Oh, I won the tier 5 one. Good God, man. Have I won all the tier 5 premiums? There we go. So 1750. So when it goes on any of these tier 5s go on discount, they're gonna be like 850 to 900 gold, which is kind of a drop in the bucket, to be honest. And especially if you bought this package, you might get 500 gold in a $13 package. So whatever gold you might win on these kind of things, save it for the 50% discounts, and then you're really getting your money's worth out of those kind of things. With quotes around it. Wow, that's I'm really stunned. Started this video off as a discussion of the P.203. Really excellent plane. Again, it's to your discretion if you want to get it. It's still kind of a lot of money, but I just don't know if they'll have it on any kind of actual discount in the future, or if it'll be something available readily. Contemplate everything that just happened there, geez. So yeah, back to this. You at least know what you're getting yourself into if you get it. I don't know many people that own this plane. I haven't talked to anybody that owns this plane that doesn't like it. So I'll say that. And we'll just leave it at that. Otherwise, you've got those stashes that are available for the Christmas season or holiday season, however you want to say it. Again, those can be, especially this time of year, those can be very valuable, because if you're just patient and wait till later when they've got those big discounts, usually it's 30% off on tier 6 and 7, and then 15% off on tier 8 and above, 50% off on tier 5 and below. It's typically what it's been in the past. I don't see any reason why they would change that, but I don't run WarGaming. And so combination of the stash with the discounts, if you're willing to wait a few weeks, can get you some really, really cheap premium planes. Yeah, so how cool is this? Thank you so much to Red for making a ridiculous impromptu segue in the middle of my video here. Otherwise, I hope I gave you some, I didn't ramble for too long. This video has already gone much longer than I thought it would. Hope I gave you some perspective on the P.203. Again, it's up to you, right? It's your money. I'm never going to tell anybody what to do with the money you've spent your time hard earning. But if you've got the time and the patience, Vampire F1 is an excellent tier 8 premium. You don't lose anything. It's not like a crappy tier 8 premium. It gets all the premium goodies, and it just takes a lot of time to get it. P.203, really good plane, but if you're trying to be thrifty, wait until the XP58's on discount, because it should be 15% off later in the year. And again, if you want to spend money on this and maybe get some of those supply crates, who's to stop you, right? So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And thanks again to Red. I'm sure I've thanked him like 40 times in this video, but yeah. So I will go test out some of these low tier GAs and probably not post a video on it, but we'll see. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day.